Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined today for an exclusive Hip Hop is Real. First of all, I don't know where I'm going with this, but first, my name is Flight 96. I'm with Hip Hop is Real. It is Saturday morning. It is 9:15 a.m. and I have been fortunate enough to be joined by somebody who is a very vital part in the rare breed ENT staff. There's been a couple questions as far as a new project that RBE has been working on, known as Brick by Brick, and she made a post saying that she wants to clear up everything else. She wants to answer all the questions. She wants to make sure there's no confusion, and I think I was the right person to do so, to give her that platform and give her the chance to explain everything that is the Brick by Brick. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am joined by Wing Truth. Thank you, Wing, for joining us. I really
absolutely thank you.
I jumped at the opportunity to do this. I was like, this is a new thing. You know, I was there in Houston for the very first one.
And we appreciate you. Yeah, I definitely want to interview about that. You know what? It's so crazy because with this, for anybody who does follow, and shout out, let me do this the right way. I do apologize because we'll get to that. It's so much to talk about.
There's a lot.
So little, but it's, for me, it's like I'm still kind of getting my wings as far as how what I did there.
I see what you did.
I'm trying to still getting my wings on the hosting part of it. So it's like, I'm just kind of a goofy Valley girl. I'm from the Bay Area. You know, I grew up all over the Bay Area. Shout out to the Bay. Grew up in Vallejo. So yeah, I'm a little bit of a Valley girl. You know, I'm goofy. I'm a very funny, silly person. So when I'm on stage, I can do everything behind the scenes. But now that Lawrence and ARP and them threw me to the front.
Shout out to Lawrence and ARP, man.
Yeah, threw me to the front of this. It's just kind of like, okay, and that's a funny story how that happened, but we'll get there. But let me first shout out my team. Shout out to the Breakdown Crew Network. If y'all are not, most of y'all do know and still know. Like, I didn't know you had a show, bro. We've had a show since I left Angry Fans Radio. And shout out to Caps, because he has been showing so much, but his little bird has soared to new heights, you know.
I love it.
You know,
shout out to Caps,
boyfriend, you know what I mean? And that's cool. You know, it's like, I do appreciate him being excited for me, because he knows this is kind of something that I've been wanting to do, you know what I mean, for a minute, that I've really been doing behind the scenes. I used to always say, I'm the littlest nobody that knows everybody. You know what I mean? I've always said, if you ever paid attention to, I'll say that every now and again, that's not a shot to nobody. That's just some newer battle rappers will come into the game and then they have to behind the scenes be like, no, that's Wayne. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, I was one of those people. It was kind of like, I know her, but I don't know her. But again, when we started Angry Fans Radio, I was really, you know, it was radio. So you didn't see me, you heard me, but you know, it wasn't, I really didn't want to be on the forefront like that. But again, that's another story. We're getting off track. I'm long-winded as shit. Let me just let you know that now. But shout out to my team. Yes, for those who did not know where to find us. It was a journey there. So we kind of were all over the place with certain things, but it is a Breakdown Crew Network. And it is a network because, we have everything. We don't talk just battle rap. We talk life. We talk, you know, I'm a real person. And most people that know me, have been friends of mine. And in my circle will tell you, I don't look at battle rap any differently than I don't treat people any differently than my real life. You know what I mean? Than people I've known for years. I don't apply anything differently in battle rap that I don't apply in my real life. So our shows are based off of real life things. I get emotional. Some people have heard me go to hell off on people. Y'all know my rants are kind of crazy, but I don't bother nobody. You know what I mean? I see so much wonderful talent that women and men, I hate the politics. I've always hated the politics, hence the I'm the littlest person in that. I'm the less known person in battle rap that knows everybody because I'm cool with your bosses.
That's wild. Talk your
You feel
shit,
me?
Wing. Talk your shit, Winged.
And I
have to
get
make
you
sure I
to
get
the
the
bag.
ED. I have to
I
make sure
get
I don't forget the ED. I have to make sure I don't forget the ED.
Don't forget the ED. And yeah, it is not winged. I'm not a chicken wing. I'm not a bird. I know I just said that, but you know, hey, it's none of that. If anybody knows is friends with me on Facebook, you know my real government name.
Mm-hmm.
If you type, because y'all research every goddamn thing, if you typed in my first name and don't start calling me by my first name, because I don't know y'all like that. We're not friends to where you call me my government. But on some real shit, if you Google my government is the winged one, Goddess of Truth. I'm very symbolic with stuff like that. I'm a Gemini, so I think, you know, it's just everything. Alita is, you know, that's kind of when I was growing up. That's the way my parents spoke life into us. You know what I mean? And hey, Alita, a leader, wordplay, you know? And I just always been that. I've always been a boss. I've always been a boss.
I love it.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I was reading something and my child just came through the door, but you know, everything starts for me after I get off of work. So anyway, yeah, so it's winged. WIN, yes.
ED.
ED. Don't forget the ED. It's very, because I won't answer.
She won't. She hears that hard G at the end of it. Nah, you ain't. No.
Yeah, I won't. Yeah, put some respect on my name. But anyway, yeah. So like, the shows are, you know, subscribe to the channel or don't. I mean, at the end of the day, but I have a really good crew of people that, you know, I feel like we don't have to be known. You know what I mean? It's you know me, you choose to follow, that's cool. We talk our shit. We're not biased. I know some people, that whole bias thing, it's like, you know what, when I see shit like that, oh, y'all want some attention today. Holly, I'm never biased. If I could write off the amount of money I've spent going to URL events, I have not been to King of the Dot, but you know what I mean? I'm everywhere, like, you know, but you know, we talk about everything. It's just, I'm a very integral person and I put my money where business is, you know, integral. But anyway, yes, salute to the team. Subscribe. We'd love to have you chime in. We are we're an interactive type of people. So, you know, when you pull up on YouTube, the link is there. If you want to pull up, like, we does this and we talk about everything. Right now, Danny is holding me down because, man, listen, it's one thing for me to, everybody's like, that knows me, like, you the plug. It's one thing to plug you with a situation, but it's another thing to actually be in the situation, making the matches, making sure that you are boom, 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 boom with everything, and then putting the events together.
Absolutely.
My time, and I have 2 girls, so my time, shit.
It's very valuable. It's very valuable.
It's very limited.
Because you've seen me, because you know, you've seen Hip Hop Is Real. You know, we've been on kind of a, you know, a little bit of a tour, a bit of it. I like to call it a tear because we are doing so much. We are doing so much. I was fortunate enough to come to the first 2 max outs, and that was when that was the first time I met Winged and Lawrence and ARP, and just seeing how y'all work backstage is so it's so crazy to me, like in a good way, because y'all are like it's everybody's moving, but it's like everybody knows what everybody's doing. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, is this person here? This person's here. Okay, we need this. Like it's like a whole lot of, it's everywhere, but it's very controlled chaos.
Very controlled, very.
And I just sit back and I just be sitting back like, man, like y'all are like, this is a production. This is a
production, right?
Like Like,
Yep.
and it's, but y'all do it with such respect. And I want to give y'all a salute for that, because every time I've been to an RBE event, I've always had the most fun. I've always been treated with a lot of respect. And I really, really appreciate that. So I want to say that first and foremost. But
I'm gonna come back to that statement too when we get a little bit further in, but I do want to come back to that statement.
Absolutely.
But it's not just the three of us. You have Ant there, who was their newest partner, and of course, shout out to Shotta.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Shotta will be sitting there for a minute and just kind of, you don't know if you don't know Shotta, which is ARP's brother for some that may not know. He's the guy that's always standing there. He's almost like the ghost, but not the ghost, because they do favor to me. They look alike. I mean, they do look alike, but they don't. So you kind of be like, well, even Ant looks like them too. So you kind of be like, is that just family, friends, or whatever? And it's like he's doing stuff, but just standing there, and you just never, like you said, it's kind of like nobody's even having to communicate. You already know what has to be done.
Because I feel like y'all had these conversations beforehand, and it's like as soon as y'all get there, it's go time. Like it's like, all right, cool. Y'all know what y'all need to do. If there's any, you know what I'm saying, discrepancies or anything, we check with each other. Like it's a real team effort. So I like, it's really on, like even just like stuff like the face-offs, like making sure everybody gets in correctly, making sure everybody, you know what I'm saying, the cameras is good. Avocado's doing his thing. You know what I mean?
Shout out Avocado and his team. Oh my God. You didn't come to the lift, so
I was not. Unfortunately, I was dealing with COVID at the time. So
I'm sorry. Well,
but I'm good now. I'm good now. We good
now. I would like just the back, because see, that's kind of how I was able to kind of just blend in. They didn't have to give me too much direction, because like you, I majored in business with the concentration in marketing. So I've always loved the business of this. And before, like when I was with Angry Fans Radio, my biggest thing, and a lot of the fans used to that were more white collar that listened to us, were always like, you know, your perspective on things. I love your perspective on things, because it kind of gave them, you know, we was ratchet and crazy, and you know, it was, you know, Wayne talks so proper. She talks like this, she talks like that, you know what I mean? But the analytical side of things, this is a business. Anytime you exchange money, this is a business. And that was, for me, it was so hard. And I used to get so frustrated with why people didn't look at it that way. It's like, no, these are friends this is business, my nigga.
Business,
like
very,
you know,
first and foremost, it's a business for sure.
It's a very, you know, don't shake a nigga hand, talk about, we're gonna put you on this, and we're gonna no, go get your money, make sure that contract is written. Like, these are things that I was very into. And then the production of things, I can be a bit of a control freak at times, but when I'm given a task, I just move, and I liked.
You're always moving. Like you are at events. At events, it's always hi, Wayne. She's like, "Hi, how you doing?" Gives me a hug, and then I turn around. She's
right,
and look, she's moving on to something else.
But Flight, I'm so glad. You know what? You are my testament. You can attest to the fact that people talk about how mean I am. People talk about how mean I am.
No, because I know what you're doing. I know what role you play. I don't expect you to stop and have a full-blown conversation. No, you got stuff to do. Hi, Wings, how are you? Da, 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 da. I appreciate you. It's like, you know, appreciate you coming out. Boom, you on to the next thing. I'm like, and because guess what? So am I. Right. I'm doing, listen, just like you have a job to do, so do I. Yours is probably yours is probably more important than mine. You know what I mean?
Well, no, on the media side too, it was just kind of like,
absolutely.
You know, interview people don't understand, you know, even media outlets that don't come to events. I don't want to say come outside because it sounds so mean. Some people, you know what I mean? Some people can't afford to do that. I'm a single mother.
But cover it still. But
still cover it. Yeah, exactly. And they still cover it on their perspective out.
They buy the pay-per-view
and they buy
watch.
the pay-per-views. They watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is that for people who are out there, you spent that buck to go make it, make it count. Mm-hmm. But you have a Hip Hop is Real. You have a 15 Minutes of Fame. You have other outlets that you're competing with to get content. You know what I'm saying? And it's like all of us are running. I mean, not really running around, because people kind of know where to go as far as the battlers, know where to go to get interviews or whatever. But if you're somebody who's up and coming, where for me, yeah, people knew the name, but a lot of people didn't know the face. Big T was like, I knew you. Calico, and I had interviewed Calico on Don and them first bullpen event. And it was like Calico was like, I knew you, but I know you, but it was just like, I've always been, I don't really, you know what I mean?
I completely understand that. I completely understand that. You rather you're more worried about completing the objective than having, your putting yourself out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
I completely get that.
Right. So I say that to say, yeah, you're working, even like I said, on the media side. It's like it's cool to socialize, but you're gonna miss that interview if you don't.
Right.
These guys, they do their interviews, and once their job is done and the face-offs or whoever's coming to whatever battler's coming to support that face-off, they go into the strip club, or they're going to have, you know what I mean?
They go about their business.
They go about their business. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, unfortunately, I don't know. Maybe it's even the look on my face. Y'all, I be working. I promise.
She's everywhere, man. She's everywhere.
I am seriously working. Lawrence,
she's making sure everything is where it needs to be. Listen, like I said, I even appreciate you even stopping and saying hi. You know what I'm saying? And saying, it's like, oh, everything's good. Da, 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 da. And then once that conversation is over, you are off to the next thing that you got to complete. You know what I'm saying?
And I learned that from them, because not for nothing, that's how they are. Like I said, how you watch for years. When they came to Atlanta, it was like, oh, boom, I'm in the South. I'm there. You know what I mean? At damn near every event, I was there. So it was like just being able to watch them. And then ARP and Lawrence are my personal friends. So I talk to them behind the scenes about a lot of stuff. And ARP, like, we don't always talk battle rap. You know what I mean? Lawrence, we don't always talk battle rap. Them men are successful outside of this. So life, if them is two people that you can talk to just get ideas for what you want to do in life or whatever, and how to make some money, that's who the hell you better talk to. I'm just telling you, listen, shake a hand, meet a friend.
I always enjoy talking to ARP and Lawrence. I always do. It's always a good conversation, whether it is about battle rap or not. You know what I mean? It's always a good conversation. But the meat and potatoes.
Let's get to it.